did you see what we did? We just went for a little vista around the beautiful sunny day today here in the bay over here in Staten Island on Yankee. And then I took you all the way around to Yankee's rub rail, that red steel band that goes all the way around Yankee. And I thought, you know what? People just don't get a chance to go for walks on rub rails very often. And we're out on it right now. See my toes? And it's about 8 inches wide, so as long as you don't try to walk like a duck, you should be just fine. And then you just take a hold of this line here. It goes all the way around the ship, and it's just a little bit of a security line. It doesn't do much, but it makes you feel secure. So here we go, just 1 foot at a time. It's a little hard to do it with the camera because I'm looking through the camera instead of in actuality. So, but it's kind of fun because it shows you what it might feel like for you for a first time walkabout. There you go. And hold on to this edge of the port entrance here. I mean the starboard side of the ship right now is where we are. And just be a little careful walking around the corner here. And in you go. Now you're on solid decking. Oh, good boy, Zeno. We're here. Yes. Good boy. You just keep on napping. We'll see you later. Here's what we're working on today. You see this? Do you know what this is? It's an egg slicer. I'm sure most of you do know. Isn't it a beautiful design? I'm sure it's never changed in 75 years. It's aluminum, and the egg can be set in this way or this way, and with the little wires they can be sliced. The problem is I've been using it for years and years. Of course, we use it almost every day because we have eggs with our chickens. Well, one day I got a little cheeky and I thought, oh, I know, I have all these strawberries I need to slice up to make like a sauce for hot cakes, and I'll just do it really quickly. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4 slicing, I'll slice them on the egg slicer. Well, they were getting a bit rubbery, which makes them a bit tough. And when I went to slice this rubbery strawberry, it went, I had to push really hard, and it went boy, yo, 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 the whole thing. It was just, I was so sad. Here was this bloody strawberry drowning in its own juice and wire everywhere. And there went my beautiful little egg slicer. But then I looked a little closer and I found that this egg slicer is made to be repaired. If you look really closely, you can see a little Phillips head screw here and over here. You see that little screw? Maybe it's not quite in focus, but you get the idea. It's there. And then these little nobules all along the top and around in here have a little sharp groove in the top edge of them so that the wire can stretch around and get locked into the slot. It sounds easy, but I looked online to try to find the kind of wire, but I couldn't tell one wire from the other online. And there was no name for this wire, so I decided to call my friend. And I said, hello, Ed. I have a question for you. And I told him I had this egg slicer and asked him if he knew what kind of wire. And he said, oh, yes, I know the kind of wire you need. The thing is, you have to know a pilot in order to get a hold of that wire, an airplane pilot. And I said, I know an airplane pilot. His name is Mr. Ed Dodge. So we giggled, and he said, that's right. And he said, the next time I go into the shop, I'll look and see what kind of wire I have. But we do use that kind of wire in the electronics of an airplane. And he sent me a little roll of wire, but it wasn't really the right thickness, and he knew it. And he said on the envelope, Heidi Ho, why don't you check at a guitar or a piano store, because they use that kind of wire for the highest pitched sounds. So I did what he said, and I got a wire, but it was too wiggly. It was too thick. It was just a wee bit too thick. You could hardly tell the difference. But it was too thick. And what it did, well, I went to do a YouTube video because I find it so important to try to repair things. I think it's really wonderful when you find something that is repairable, that's designed to be repairable. And I think, gosh, it's such a wonderful sense of the fullness of design to make it that it can be used forever and ever. Well, so I got all set up just like I am today. And I said, look how simple this is. And I started doing it. At the same time, I started pulling my hair out. It was so difficult. I excused myself, and I'll say, I'll be right back. And I went, click. I never clicked back on again. It just drew me to fits. I could not get it to work. Finally, I got it in there, and it was so wiggly. It was just a mess. And so there went that video right out the window. But I was still determined to share it with you. I went to a guitar store right here in Staten Island. The man gave me this wire. You see, it's a number 9, made in the USA. And then today, I started to make a video with it. But I made so many mistakes that I finally broke the wire. So I went back to the guitar store and asked if I could buy a piece of wire this time. And he said, no, I'm going to give it to you this time again. And he said, I really want to see this success. Isn't that sweet? So it was from, if you're ever in Staten Island and your banjo breaks, I hope that you go to Castigliano's House of Music. Right here in Staten Island. It's a little family-owned business, and I just thought it was so sweet. I thought I'd give them a little advertisement. I doubt whether most of you will be passing through Staten Island with a broken guitar, but you never know, or banjo. So anyway, we have gratitude to this little shop now. I'm going to make them a pie anyway, so in case you don't come through. Okay, so here's the wire. Can you see it? I'm sure you cannot see a thing. There it is. It's so thin. I'll put it together, and then I'll tell you how I put it together. Because it's almost impossible to see the wire, and it's almost impossible for my hands not to be in the way. Guess what? It worked perfectly. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? And if I had a pick, oh, maybe this isn't really a pick, but no, I know if I had a guitar pick, it would play. Anyway, I'm so pleased. It was so easy. You know, the problem was I was trying to do it and letting you see it at the same time. Of course, it just made it 5 times more complicated. But this happened in a nanosecond, just immediately. It was just like going bloop, 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 screw it down, done. Okay, hi. I'm over at that mansion I've told you about, across the way from Yankee. And Frederick rang. I was working on some internet things where they have a nice, strong internet. And Frederick said, Victoria, I want to put up the video that you did with the egg cutter. And you didn't seem to really end it. So I was thinking, oh gosh, now what? Do I have to start over? But then I thought, you know, I'm kind of glad, because I can tell you what it's really about. It's not about egg cutters. I kind of hinted at it, but maybe not clearly enough, that it's about ecology and economy. It's about all the wonderful qualities that constitute real progress and care and love. And I thought, what it is what the point was just using some little thing that I thought, oh, this needs fixing. And then I thought, you know, this is an opportunity to share my thoughts and probably a lot of other people's natural thoughts without even thinking about it, you know, in a like a formalized way, that it's really important to take care of what we have, whether it be an egg cutter or actually anything in our experience, from people to egg cutters, and always try to save and care for and make things work. And I feel that the importance of that is so profound, because it does go from everything from our loved ones or those with whom we have relationships in our daily lives, to the tools we work with, to just conserve and to enrich by that wonderful learning process too of making things better, how we become better when we make other things better and try to figure things out, try to make things last and be always useful, always needed in some way. Sometimes it might end up being in nothing but a collage or a sculpture, but in some way to still, as long as it's around and we're around, to make it complete and completely useful. So, goodbye, and thanks for joining us.